Like you have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year, and like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like actually, it's just too much.
Imagine being in a locker room where your team isn't just strategizing to win, but openly planning how to physically intimidate one specific player. This isn't a fan theory. It's a confession from Sophie Cunningham, an insider who now plays alongside the very person who was being targeted, Caitlin Clark. She has revealed that her former team held meetings dedicated to showing Clark what the W really is. This bombshell admission proves the relentless targeting of the league's biggest star isn't just random aggression from jealous rivals, it's a calculated campaign. Cunningham was once part of the problem, but now she's the only one with the courage to expose it, and her story reveals a shocking truth about the league that goes deeper than anyone imagined.
Sophie said some very unapologetic things, the kind of things that have made her beloved by Fever fans and continue to have her adversaries and detractors crash out. I mean, that's pretty much as simple as you can put it. I mean, the phenomenon of Sophie Cunningham is in large part due to Caitlin Clark, right? Sophie comes over, she protects Caitlin Clark in that Connecticut Sun game, throws JC Sheldon to the floor. That's when she became a viral sensation. But she's always had that personality. She's always been pretty well known in the WNBA space, and now she's on the most hype.
Now, we know Caitlin Clark has been seeing a level of attacks, I should say, dealing with WNBA stars in different
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna show her what.
Before Sophie Cunningham was Caitlin Clark's teammate, she was her opponent. And from within the walls of the Phoenix Mercury locker room, she was part of the problem. Cunningham admitted that her former team, like others, would specifically strategize on how to toughen up Clark. They would have entire conversations dedicated to showing her what the W really is. This wasn't just typical rookie hazing, it was a premeditated campaign of physical intimidation. Cunningham's confession was damning because it proved the targeting of Clark wasn't just a fan theory. It was a known, calculated strategy discussed openly by professional athletes. She had seen the blueprints for the takedown before she ever wore the same jersey, making her uniquely qualified to identify it when she saw it again.
So many fans were waiting for somebody to do what Sophie did. But Sophie Cunningham was not worried about hurting any feelings on this podcast either. This is what she said about the idea that Caitlin Clark may not be the face of the league, which is, just an asinine concept that has been thrown out by some.
And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Wow, all the sports anchors, they're all haters too. That's crazy. They're definitely not analysts. They don't know shit about basketball. Rick? What the fuck are you talking about? I've never seen so much hate on a new athlete since I've been living. Since my 43 years of living, I've never seen so much hate towards an athlete. He says, oh, she's not getting bullied. This is normal physicality. If you're gonna be talking shit, putting it in my face and saying, yeah, what up, then you gonna have that shit coming for you. Somebody gonna bust you in the mouth for knocking a shot down and talking shit about it. Not because she's a dirty player or not because, she's trying to hurt people, just because she's running.
But seeing a plan from the outside is one thing, living it as a teammate is another. When Sophie Cunningham joined the Indiana Fever, she witnessed the strategy she once heard about being executed with a viciousness that even she found shocking. She explained, "Every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them." But there's just more for her. She watched as Kennedy Carter delivered a blindside hit away from the ball, a play so obviously malicious it stunned audiences, yet was initially called a common foul. She saw Alyssa Thomas level Clark with a shoulder check that would look more at home in the NFL, and watched Marina Mabre shove Clark to the ground with impunity. The incidents kept piling up, and the referee's whistles remained silent. So Cunningham took matters into her own hands, becoming the enforcer the league refused to provide. Her hard foul on an opponent who went after Clark sent a shockwave through the WNBA. The message was clear: if the league won't protect its star, she would.
So look, what we all been witnessing right before our eyes about our precious CC, my precious CC, Caitlin Clark, for the ones who didn't know. So basically, she was saying that when they was preparing, when she was on the other team before she came to the Indiana Fever, we talking about Sophie Cunningham. She was basically saying that the Phoenix Mercury players were basically game planning and saying that they was going to assault her and give her a whack onto the WNBA.
Like, I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But
Right.
there's just more for her. So it's her second year. And like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually, it's just too much. And
Yeah.
like, it's just, I'm over it. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
No, that's so fair.
like that.
Her actions on the court were only half the story. What Cunningham said next would make her a legend to millions and an enemy of the establishment. On her podcast, she finally unleashed the frustration that so many fans were feeling. When asked about the ridiculous debate over whether Clark was the face of the league, Cunningham didn't hold back. It literally pisses me off when people are like, "She's not the face of the league," she declared. Then she delivered the knockout blow. "If you think our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as Schakstrisk." In that moment, she wasn't just a teammate. She became the voice for millions of fans who were tired of the gaslighting, the disrespect, and the league's refusal to acknowledge the obvious. She said the quiet part out loud, and the internet exploded.
There's no player ever that's gotten this type of treatment coming into the league. LeBron would probably be the closest person that got this type of treatment. And that's only because he big as fuck and he used to come to the lane, and the only way you could stop him is to pull him down. But even when they used to pull his ass down, they did not try to hurt him. A lot of times they would just grab LeBron and like, just stop him from falling. It wasn't malicious with this shit. And it's so sad that y'all just turning a blind eye. Y'all just like, oh, it's not bullying. She's not getting targeted. She deserves it because she talks trash. Oh my God. You know who talks 10 times more trash than Caitlin Clark? Anthony Edwards. You know who's even worse than that? Lucas.
And I almost venture to say that if Sophie Cunningham wasn't who she is, and people didn't sort of know what she's about, she wouldn't have been fined. But am I shocked that an activist basketball league decided to target Sophie Cunningham? No. I'm not surprised by that. I mean, this whole league's got all of its priorities all bleeped up from the very...
Predictably, an establishment built on conformity doesn't take kindly to being challenged. The WNBA's response was swift, petty, and revealed everything about their priorities. After Cunningham posted a humorous TikTok video mocking the league's inconsistent officiating, she was hit with a $500 fine. The irony was staggering. The league that repeatedly failed to punish players for dangerous, career-threatening fouls against its biggest star had no problem punishing a player for a harmless video that pointed out their incompetence. Her reaction was perfect. "I got fined $500 for this TikTok." I'd cat. Why? This is funny to me. Like, okay, you got it, bud. 'Cause there's not more important things to be worried about with our league right now. It was a clear message from the league. You can target our cash cow on the court, but DMN you if you criticize us online. The hypocrisy was blatant, and it only made Cunningham's supporters rally around her even harder.
Dude, and it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as...
This bizarre response from the league begs the question, why? Why would a business actively allow its greatest asset to be dismantled? Sophie Cunningham has hinted at the answer, an ugly truth that many are afraid to say directly, pure, unadulterated jealousy. The evidence is undeniable. In the WNBA All-Star voting, fans overwhelmingly voted Clark as the #1 player. But when it came time for the players to vote, they ranked her a stunning 9th among guards. Basketball icon Dick Vitale didn't mince words, calling it absolutely pure jealousy. This professional resentment bubbles to the surface in subtle digs during interviews and in the quiet satisfaction some players seem to take when Clark is hit hard. They resent her for getting the attention they feel they deserve, failing to understand that her spotlight is making the entire stage brighter for everyone.
I mean, the phenomenon of Sophie Cunningham is in large part due to Caitlin Clark, right? Sophie comes over, she protects Caitlin Clark in that Connecticut Sun game, throws JC Sheldon to the floor. That's when she became a viral sensation. But she's always had that personality. She's always been pretty well known in the WNBA space. And now she's on the most high profile team, getting all sorts of endorsement deals and the like, and has been playing extremely well as.
But the most damning evidence of this campaign isn't in the voting records or the fine notices. It's written on the injury report. The constant physical battery is taking a terrifying toll. After a legendary college career and a full rookie WNBA season where she never missed a single game due to injury, Caitlin Clark has been plagued by them in her second year. A left quad strain, a left groin injury, and now a right groin injury have kept her off the court for crucial games. This isn't a coincidence, it's a consequence. A player known for her durability is suddenly breaking down, and the connection is obvious to anyone watching. The constant grabbing, shoving, and illegal contact is wearing her down. The situation grew so tense that even her brother Colin Clark briefly posted and then deleted a message on social media blaming the referees for her latest injury, a fleeting glimpse into the family's immense frustration.
NBA last year was the first year in its like 25-30 year existence that it was profitable. Made $1 million. But it was the first time that it didn't lose money because the NBA supplements. Well, when Caitlin Clark comes to town, you have to go from the 8,000 seat WNBA arena to the 30,000 seat whatever arena across town, because of ticket sales and all of the apparel and all of this stuff that's coming from Caitlin Clark. And you're just like, okay, but the league is totally destroying her. You know, they're trying to destroy her from within, and it's the players that can't.
Yet, in this story of backlash and controversy, an unexpected hero not only emerged, but thrived. The league's attempt to silence Sophie Cunningham backfired spectacularly. Her rebellion paid off, literally. That $500 fine became the best investment of her career. In the aftermath of her defending Clark and calling out the league, her social media following exploded to over 1 million followers on both TikTok and Instagram. Her jersey sold out completely. Major brands like Ring, Arby's, and Adidas lined up to sign her to endorsement deals. She proved that in the court of public opinion, standing up for what's right is also a brilliant business move. While the league fumbled its golden opportunity, Cunningham built an empire by simply telling the truth, proving the market was rewarding the very person the league tried to punish.
One of the biggest epidemics in the history of sports right now is going on with the WNBA and their referees. They suck. All right, their referee situation blows. The officiating, they can't get the calls right. When they do go over to look at something, it takes them forever, and then they still get it wrong. And they also will not come down on these players for trying to take out the league's greatest asset. The league's greatest golden goose that is going to eventually make all these players and the commissioner and all these people all this money. They won't officiate. They won't take care of.
It's not just the players. A key part of this takedown happens in plain sight, orchestrated by the very people meant to ensure fair play, the referees. The pattern is undeniable. Flagrant fouls against Clark are missed entirely or downgraded, while she gets quick whistles for minor contact. But the betrayal goes even deeper. The bias now extends to anyone who dares defend her. Since becoming Clark's enforcer, Sophie Cunningham has been on the receiving end of the same baffling officiating. During the controversial Connecticut Sun game, she was elbowed in the face with no call. In another, she was grabbed by the neck during a loose ball scramble, and still the whistle remained silent. This proves the problem isn't just incompetence, it's a deliberate pattern of punishing the protector while ignoring the aggressor. creating an environment where targeting Clark is not only allowed but implicitly encouraged.
Let's take a look at this photo right here. If this doesn't tell you that Caitlin Clark, everywhere she goes, moves the needle, ESPN and all these talking heads are idiots. She did not even play in this game. This game was actually the Barbie game for Angel Reese. But look at the amount of people that came to this game just to see Caitlin Clark sit on the bench.
While some players and referees seem determined to run Caitlin Clark out of the league, they are simultaneously cashing the checks she's writing for them. Before Clark arrived, the WNBA struggled for profitability, finally making a mere $1 million in its 25th year, heavily subsidized by the NBA. Now teams are moving games from their home arenas to massive 30,000-seat stadiums just to handle the ticket demand she creates. Her presence is the driving force behind new charter flights, upcoming collective bargaining agreement negotiations, and record-shattering TV ratings. Yet the players benefiting from this economic explosion are the same ones trying to tear her down. The ultimate proof of her power was a game she didn't even play in. A photo from the Chicago Sky's Barbie game showed a massive crowd, many of whom came just to see Caitlin Clark sit on the bench. They are attacking the one person who can guarantee their future pay raises, a stunning act of self-sabotage that Sophie Cunningham sees with perfect clarity. The WNBA is now at a crossroads, a moment that will define its future. On one path, they can continue to let jealousy fester, allowing players to target their biggest star while referees look the other way, risking the destruction of the very asset that has given them unprecedented relevance. On the other, they can listen to the roar of the crowd and the brave voice of Sophie Cunningham, and finally step up to protect their future. Clark's rookie card just sold for over $500,000, a value that dwarfs her salary and proves her monumental economic impact. Every cheap shot that is ignored and every injury that results is a step backward, a betrayal of the fans and the sport itself. Sophie Cunningham has done her part. She spoke up when others were silent and put her own career on the line to expose the truth. Now the world is watching. The question is, will the WNBA save itself from its own